ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are getting going here in round 5 at Oulton Park. We're going to be waiting for the final group of this group to make their way around the track as we see Alex are doing in the free practice up with 30 seconds left as everything is counting down. It is truly awesome to see everybody here. Sorry about last week for Valencia. We did not have the stream up there because your boy Exia decided to want to race there, and that was awesome. I did a wonderful race, qualified, I believe it was P21, incident in turn 1, fall back to the back of the grid, but managed to work my way up to P12 at the end to close it out. Truly awesome there for this race. So it's definitely awesome to see that as well. So it's definitely going to be cool to see what happens the rest of this race for this season. See everybody where they sit, because free practice is about done, and that means we're going to be getting going here in qualifying. Let's take a look. Louis Bernard is done. A lot of these other drivers finishing up their final laps. Andrew Jaschke looks like he's going to be calling it there. Alan Zhu is going to be calling it. Brian Katz, he's going to be finishing it up here. There's going to be a BMW of Mr. Owens out there. Owens is trying to finish up his flying lap. Farmer in that Macca, the Fila Macca, he's working his way around the track, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that as we see the drivers come around. Welcome to the viewers that are starting to join in. It is truly awesome to have you guys here with us, and it's truly awesome to get the show on the road. The track is Optimum, and we'll be going at noon here at Oulton Park on the Saturday, and the race will be starting at 3 p.m. And hey, here we go. Let's get going here as we wait for the drivers to roll out. As we see Alex are doing, he is getting going here. We're going to see Sean New, Christopher Shuffler here rolling out. Maybe that's Carter Bennett. It is Carter Bennett. Carter Bennett getting out ahead of everybody. Thought that was Sean New for a second. They're both running the same liveries, the Ferrari Enduro liveries, as they go through. And a huge, huge shout out to the drivers of Aiden Hasselbrock, Tyler Farmer, that is racing with us. Take a look at that. Let's find them real quick in this while the drivers are working their way around the track, as they are super racy here. Matt Byrne in that McLaren, Aiden Hasselbrock in that Ferrari. Not to mention we have Tyler Farmer right here. Shu Chen is not here to join us in this race at Oulton Park, but huge shout out to those 4 drivers. If you haven't followed us on our Instagram page, those 4 drivers won the Kenco 24-hour at Silverstone. What a beautiful run by them in the GTMR Ferrari. Definitely showcased a lot of amazing pace and performance. Huge shout out to them. Definitely an honor to have them racing under the GTMR flag. As we get rolling here, we got 23 minutes left into qualifying. Everybody is moving. We'll definitely see that big group. We got Byrne in the background. He's chasing down Arduin before they start the flyer. And here they go through. Only a few cars not out on a lap yet. Carter definitely flying. And see, we got Christopher Shuffler right behind him as well as they work their way around. Shuffler and Carter definitely looking super tight. Carter not used to this track. Shuffler definitely growing into a little bit of spirit. Hopkins and El Taco Man definitely not going. Looks like everybody is spaced out well as they go through. Problem is you got Willie Owens out on that track going through that hairpin ahead of these 2 drivers, as these 2 drivers will be setting provisional pole. As Stefan Buckley says, "What's up, race dudes? What is happening?" Buckley says, "Signed out for this race, put sheetrock up all day, worn out." Hey, dude, man, it's all right, man. You deserve a day off here as they run the nice curbing as they go through there. Alan Zhu looking like he's getting off the track there, and he's trying to rekindle himself back there into turn 1. As AR Wolf says, "What's up, everyone? What is happening?" Wolf, how are you, good sir? As we see these guys rolling through here, and they make their way around. And around the bend they go as they work their way up the hill. Carter Bennett saying no to that pylon right there as they work their way through. Willie Owens still keeping his nice distance from these 2 drivers as they work on their flyer. As they come around the bend, running a super wide. Carter goes. Shuffy staying nice and tight. Carter Bennett is on pace. Shuffler up 7/10. Oh, late on the brake. Shuffler goes. Oh, he overshot that, so he's going to fall behind Carter Bennett, 1/10 off his provisional time. What does he do? 1:35.5. Arduin with a 33.5. Resetting provisional pole. Berg 1.1 off the pace. Now all the laps are going in. Arduin is going to call it a day. He's going to drop out of that. Let's see Joshua Piask in the GTMR Ferrari coming down here up to the final corner. Heavy on the brakes, nice and tight. He works his way through with the 67. Coming on to the back front straight here. He goes through, running it nice and tight. Across the line, what does he do? Sean New, 2.7, sitting P9. Joshua Piask is off. Let's take a look here. Wilson Fernandez, 1.1 up on his time here out of his outlap in that Macca, looking super fast. The race winner of Valencia coming through here. He's going to have Matt Artem in that Audi in front of him. Let's see what the McLaren driver of Wilson Fernandez can do. The Brazilian, he's going to abort that lap, even though he was up on his time, which is very interesting as we see Ricky Scott coming through here. Let's take a look. Where's Ricky? Ricky is into sector 1 as he goes through. Nice and tight up to the hairpin as he comes in on the bend. Down and around he goes. He's going to have 2 cars right in front of him. He's up 8/10 on his time. He provisionally did a 1:36.4. That was his last lap. So he's going to have to try to uninvalidate and set a time to make this work here. As he goes through, drivers are definitely going to have to try to figure out where they're going to run their laps here. Wilson Fernandez up 7/10. Where's Wilson? Wilson's right behind Ricky Scott. Aiden Hasselbrock, he's coming up to the final corner. He's up 8/10. We'll be jumping back to Ricky Scott here shortly. Louis Bernard up to P4, Byrne 5. Pfeiffer is P7 there. As we see Aiden Hasselbrock, P4, Farmer, P1 with a 33.1 in the Macca. Wilson Fernandez, 6/10. Ricky Scott is partially losing it. He has the Ferrari in the behind him, chasing him down here, but he is not improving on his time. But Wilson Fernandez is with 7/10 as he comes through up to the second Sunoco side. Catches nice and tight run with the Macca as he runs it out super wide. Still with Matt Artem in front of him as well as they work their way through. Ryan Trent pulling himself P15. Joseph Germain P14 as they come through. Here they go, heavy on the brakes. Wilson Fernandez slots himself P3. Right now it's Farmer, Arduin, Fernandez, Bennett. Ooh, Wilson Fernandez. Looks like El Taco Man manages to save it going off the track there. Wilson Fernandez had to dodge that. Let's take a look here. Who do we have as big movers? Joseph Germain in the Ferrari as he is chasing down the car right in front of him. And let's take a look. Which car is in front of him? The 666. That is going to be Ryan Trent in front of him. He is rocking a different livery than the all-white that he usually runs in that Ferrari. Joseph Germain, these two guys side by side. Germain up 3/10. Germain up 9/10. Trent up 3/10 as they come through the second chicane here as they get onto the uphill section of Oulton Park here. The track is a little bit warmer than before. Nice and tight. Let's take a look. Oh, Germain goes off the track. Let's take a look at some of the drivers that have yet to set a lap. Liam McNeil trying to make something stick with that Merc as he comes down and up the hill onto the front straight. Here he comes around the bend as he crosses the line. That's going to slot P16, 1/10 ahead of El Taco Man. Here, LaRock in the other Mercedes. These guys, the curbless people. He's up 4.5 seconds on his lap. Last lap he did was a 1:44.2. His best lap is a 39.2222. Here he comes in across the line. P6 leapfrogging all the way from the back to the front, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look here. We got Alan Zhu. He's up 4/10. Ricky Scott still has yet to set a lap here. as he comes around this bend here. Oh, going super wide, catching the dirt. He was looking super fast in free practice. Can he wheel this back in and get him going here? The 26 drivers trying to make everything happen. Shuffy up to P4, Louis Benara 5, P5 for 6, LaRock 7, Bennett. Oh, we got a little bit of shuffling here. Hayden Hasselbrock shifts up to P4. It's going to shuffle a few people down. Byrne was one of the faster drivers. He's all the way down to P10. These drivers are still trying to make something stick as they work their way through. Can Ricky Scott get something? Him, Willie Owens, and Bruce Hopkins are the only three that still have yet to set a time. Let's take a look. Ricky Scott nice and tight around this bend here. Getting a good run as we see a few people moving around. We see Carter Bennett in that P16 spot for that 720 Ferrari. Oh, let's see, what can Ricky Scott do? It says he's up 6/10, slots himself P11. Farmer resetting the pole with a 32.9. So as of right now, let's take a look. Farmer in the Fila McLaren sitting P1 with a 132.9. Wilson Fernandez 5/10 backs are doing 6. Hasbrock 6. Burns 7. Shuffy 7. Louis Benara 1 second back with B. Pfeiffer 1 second. LaRock 1.3. Carter. Casey Bennett, I apologize, 1.4. Ricky Scott 1.6. Joshua Piast 2.1. Jaschke 1/1000th of a second right behind Andrew Jaschke. And then about 6/1000ths of a second we have Matt Artem sitting right there. This grid is getting tighter and tighter as the season goes by, and this is just amazing to see, especially with these drivers. Let's take a look. Big movers. LaRock 7. Ricky Scott up 8. Let's take a look. Where is Ricky Scott? The 84 car is on the map. Where is 84? 84 is now working his way uphill up to the double Sunoco. So we're going to switch over with Ricky Scott. When he crosses the line, we'll jump back with LaRock. LaRock through the fast right-hander as he works his way around. Oh, look at that poor Ferrari. Goes super wide as he works his way through. Wilson Fernandez does not encroach here. Down heavily into the braking zone. Ricky Scott goes. He lost a lot of time there. Only a 10th. Can he regain it onto the back straight? Does he improve? Just barely. And here LaRock comes through up to the final corner. He's 4/10 now. He is looking to separate himself from Casey Bennett here in that 918 Porsche. He was struggling a big amount during the practice session as LaRock improves, bringing himself closer to that Lamborghini in that P8 spot here in qualifying. Matt Artem, the only Audi driver, harnessing that V10 power. Coming up to the second sector, here he goes into the second chicane. Nice and tight he goes. Very good braking there, catching a little bit of that curve on the inside to get a good rotation here. As he comes through, he's still up 5/10. His fastest lap was a 35.1. 5/10 will put him a little bit closer to Ricky Scott, closer to that top 10, so he's going to have to wheel and deal as much as he can in that Audi to put him up even higher. As we see Stefan Buckley in the chat says, free beer for Willie, Bruce, and James. Ooh, nice and tight. Here they go. Across the line, P11 leapfrogging Ricky Scott, bringing himself 4/1000ths of a second closer to Casey Bennett in that P10 spot. As we see Farmer, Byrne, Arduin, Fernandez, everybody trying to chase down that Macca. Right now, we have 3 Maccas in the top 5 with a BMW and a Ferrari to compete against. Brian Katz up 8/10ths in the Golf weird meme Porsche thing that I'm going to say, yeah, as he comes around here up the hill. Ryan Trent right behind him, trying to get a little bit of a toe pace out of him as they work their way through. The 26 drivers are looking super racy. Bruce Hopkins, the only driver that has yet to set a time here. Ooh, Cat still up on his time. The only VR driver that I know of that's racing here with us. Around the final corner, out comes the Ferrari. What can he do? He's still up on his time. Brian Kratz crosses it, improves greatly, but not enough. Alan Zhu, now he's going to have Ryan Trent right in front. Oh, I'm sorry, he had Joseph Germain right behind him. Katz did. All right, Alan Zhu right in front of Ryan Trent. I apologize. A lot of people's cars have the same style colors. Go, go, Wilson. Cameron 88 Fernandez says in the chat, welcome, welcome, Wilson Fernandez sitting there. P4, Ricky Scott leapfrogging him big time from the outside of the top 10 into that P4 spot. But Wilson Fernandez 3/10 up on his time. He's going to leapfrog that other Lamborghini, and he's going to see what he can do. He needs that 3/10 to be put into that top 3 to lock out that front grid with triple Maccas. Here the McLaren of Wilson Fernandez comes through. What can he do into the final corner? Nice and tight of the 888. The Brazilian driver trying to harness all that he can. See what he can do. He won at Valencia. Oh, 0.02 of a second right behind Alex Arduin. He needs to find a little bit more to edge out that Porsche that's in P3. Let's say, take a look. Brandon Pfeiffer. It down into the tough left-hander where you got to watch for that bump. He's sitting P9 in that Lamborghini right now. He is up 3/10. With that 3/10, it'll bring him closer to Shuffler and possibly knock him out if he can find more. The Lamborghini driver doing whatever he can down into the down into the hairpin here. Nice and tight. Ryan Trent, yellow flag in Sector 1, jumps back into the pits. We still have 10 minutes to go, and everybody is still putting in laps after lap after lap. Nice and tight, utilizing all the curbing that he could possibly do without overexerting himself. Let's take a look here. He is up a 10th right now. Let's see, anybody else big movers right now other than him? Andrew Jaschke, they're going coincide with their lap times. Jaschke is sitting there in that P13 spot trying to make something happen. He's right along with the Mr. Pfeiffer right now as he works his way through. The track is optimum. We have 9 minutes left. The number 21 car is off the track down by the hairpin. He is back into the pits. Good to see him. 44, Mr. Shuffler, back in the pits. Here he comes through, crosses the line, improves the P8, so he did manage to leapfrog a little bit. Let's take a look. Wilson Fernandez still up a 10th on his time. Joshua Piask up a 10th. Let's take a look at some of these other drivers. Willie Owens in that BMW. Looks like he is the only BMW driver here at Oulton Park. Fox and the Moon, LaRock. Yes, that is true. Let's see, where is LaRock? LaRock sitting P10 right now, back 10th back from Louis Benara in that P9 spot and 3/10 ahead of Casey Bennett, trying to do his magic to wheel and deal and get ahead of the grid here. So LaRock trying everything he can do. Alan Zhu up 3/10 on his time. He's trying to chase down James Parks in that P23 with 8 minutes to go. These guys are just definitely holding it down. Willie Owens catching a lot of that curbing there. Let's take a look here. Alan Zhu 4/10. We'll switch over to him real quick as he goes through that first chicane. This gentleman here is our livery designer for GT Meister Racing. He is the one that creates all the liveries for GT Meister, all those wonderful liveries that you see, whether it's the Enduro liveries and or the livery that you see that he's driving right now in the port. Ooh, you can see the rear suspension working right there as he almost loses the back end coming around the corner. See what Alan Zhu can do. He is up on his time, but right now Joseph Germain is up a whole entire second. We're going to have to quickly jump over to Joseph Germain here. Alan Zhu does not improve, but Joseph Germain's up a whole entire second coming up to the final corner in the Ferrari on the accelerator down into the main straightaway. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. Leapfrogs to P15. Him and Ryan Trent are just battling it out. 0.02 of a second behind Joshua Piask in the Ferrari. So right now the Ferrari pack is moving with each other. P13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, all Ferraris. Ladies and gentlemen, El Taco Man here, the streamer. Ooh, as we see what looks like to be Ryan Trent losing the back end through that chicane. El Taco Man managing to squeeze through. Did not lose a whole lot of time, but manages to keep it together. Trying everything he can right now with his lap times. Even though he's sitting P21, he's in good striking zone to possibly leapfrog Sean New in that P19. What can the McLaren driver do as he comes around the bend? Heavy on the brakes through the right-hander. Nice and tight he goes. Out wide, catches a little bit of the curbing. Onto the front straight. He found 4. Can he get more? He does it. P19. Sliding himself 2/10 back from Casey. Apologize. Carter Bennett. I am just messing up the Bennetts today. What can I say? Let's take a look here. Who do we have? That's a big mover. Alex Arduin up 2/10 right now. Wilson Fernandez has managed to pull it off. He Arton sent it into the P3 spot. So right now, 3 Macas locking it out. But Alex Arduin is up 2/10 in the Caterpillar Porsche. He could possibly ruin it for them. And everything possible as he works his way onto the back chute here, up to the final corner here. Super heavy on the brakes as he hooks this bend. What's up? This is Andre L. Black Goat. How is it going, Lloyd? We miss you. We wish you were here racing with us. We got 26 drivers right now in the event at Oulton Park, as Alex Arduin was not able to capitalize on that as well. Andrew Jashke up 4/10. See what he can do in the Ferrari. He's trying to separate himself from the other pack. 5/10 now through the first chicane, missing that curbing very well. Black Ghost, I hope all is well. I will be joining the Pan Am Mini Enduro Series as well. Me and Alex Arduin are going to be competing in that. We're going to be participating. So you'll definitely get a chance to re-race against us through that series as we watch Andrew Jashke roll through here. He was up 5/10. He lost about 3 through this track as he comes through. We are in the works right now. I don't know when it's going to come, but GT Meister Racing will be doing their own mini enduro series on Saturday nights. As he's saying, wish I could race. Oh, just checking in. Hey, man, thank you for checking in. Thank you for being a part and viewing this race as well. Hey, man, I wish you guys the best of luck as well. And hey, man, I hope all is well. I can't wait to race against you again. As we see Andrew Jashke slide himself P14, still not a big improvement there. Carter Bennett 3/10 up on his time through the hairpin now. Seems like the Ferraris are good in the first sector and part of the second sector, and then they lose a lot of it. You got 5/10s coming out of the first chicane. But like I was saying before, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We are working on a GTMR mini enduro series for Saturday nights. It'll be 2 to 3 hour races, 1 to 2 people per team, and it'll probably be about 4 races per season, 2 weeks separating between each races to allow people to just practice and not feel cramped and overdo themselves. So that'd be awesome to have all these guys participate in that as well. As we see Carter Bennett 6/10 up, coming out of the third corner. He's coming up to the final one here right now. Can he find more? He found about a second. Can he hold it? Now he dropped down to 7, but 7 is maybe what he needs to leapfrog all these guys. Crosses the line. Ooh, almost. 8 thousandths of a second right behind Josh in that P13 spot. So he is finding time. And Andrew Jaschke, 6'10", since he's about to cross the line. He gets out of the Ferrari back. He puts himself P11, jumping ahead of Casey Bennett. Ooh, definitely setting up that time. 2 thousandths of a second there as well. So that is definitely becoming very spicy for a lot of these drivers. Wilson Fernandez, the Brazilian driver, doing as much as he can. Oh, here he goes. Wilson Fernandez, 2/10 through the bend onto the back straight he goes. Back straight, sorry, I apologize. Uphill section. Can he do it? He's got the pace. He can leapfrog Burn to get closer to Farmer here at Oulton Park. Come on, Fernandez, you can do it. Here he comes through. He's looking strong. He lost a little bit of his time, but he can make it up into the final corner. Can he? He found a 10th. It's dipping away. Can that McLaren accelerate out? I don't think he's got it to accelerate to get more. Just a little bit. This is going to be everybody's flyer here. We got 51 seconds left as everybody's making their way through. El Taco Man supposedly is up 30.7 seconds. Oh, that was the old lap based on that. I was like 30 seconds. That man's flying. We do ask that all drivers put in a lap, even if, you know, so this is definitely going to be an interesting one as we see Jaschke and El Taco Man 1-2ing it through the front straight here. It looks like Jaschke backed out. El Taco Man manages to move himself up to P19 a little bit more. Sean New, 3/10, sporting the same livery as Carter Bennett down into the hairpin. Here he goes. Not really improving. We are on final laps right now as these drivers are working their way around. Do not see anybody improving right now. Farmer still has provisional pole. He's possibly going to get it here as everybody works their way through. A lot of drivers are now skipping out on their lap. Wilson Fernandez is going to be the first one that's going to cross the line. He's going to get a 10th. He gets the P2. Leapfrogs Burn. Oh, beautiful. Brandon in that P7 in that Lamborghini. He is on an out lap. He is not on a flyer. Willie Owens, it says he's up 6/10 as Cat's up a whole entire second. Willie Owens 5/10. Can he leapfrog Cats? He does! Yes! Atta boy right there. Willie Owens leapfrogging Cats right there in the back with Bruce Hopkins in the P26 spot. There, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Mr. Tyler Farmer in P1. Wilson Fernandez P2. Matt Byrne P3. Macalaga 1, 2, 3. With our doing P4 Hasbrock. P5 Ricky Scott 6. P5 7. Shuffler P8. LaRock 9. Louis Bernard 10. And you know what today is? Today is the almighty day where I do the track rundown here. We got 4 minutes to play while the drivers get settled, go to the bathroom, and do all the other fun stuff. But let's take a ride down memory lane and take a look at the grid here for Oulton Park, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump inside. Here we are inside Farmer's car. Take a look at that beautiful Maca steering wheel. Very simple, very pristine here. And we'll just jump out of his car real quick. Move up a little faster. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your grid order here as the McLaren Evo Fila racing team of Tyler Farmer sitting there P1 with Wilson Fernandez pulling out the Senna moves here to slot himself P2 at the start of qualifying. Burn P3, Alex R doing P4, Ada Hasselbrock P5, as we have Ricky Scott P6, Brandon Pfeiffer P7, with Christopher Shuffler in that P8, Mr. LaRoque in P9, Louis Banara, or Laura Banana, in P10, Andrew Jaschke, P11, Casey Bennett slot himself P12, Matt Argton, P13, Joshua Piask, P14, Carter Bennett, P15, Joseph Germain is slotted himself into P16, Ryan Trent, P17, Zach Hendricks In that P18, El Taco Man. P19, Sean New. P20, Liam McNeil. 21, James Parks. P22. Definitely good to see James Parks sliding up in that Sprite car. As we see Alan Zoo, P23. Willie Owens in that P24. P25 goes Brian Katz. P26. Ooh, Bruce Hopkins as we teleported into the floor. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Hopkins is choosing to, I believe, to start in the pit lane. So we're going to slide our way back down the grid order because this is amazing to see all these people show out and show up here at 2 Oulton Park before the drivers get going. It is definitely going to be an interesting one. Let's take a look. Did someone start in the pit? Let's take a look. In the pits. I don't see anybody in the pits. Nope. Nobody's in the pits. As we work our way through, what a beautiful field we have here, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor. And it is truly an honor to have all of you guys here participating, watching, and definitely checking out this amazing stream here because, you know what, I missed you guys. And Ember's in the chat. Ember, how is it going? He's like, yeah, Farmer P1. Yeah, you know, honestly, I had a blast. I had a blast racing last week at Valencia with everybody. I apologize that we didn't have a stream there. I tried to restream it to do it, but it just didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like I was really connecting with you guys, you know? Because I already knew who won. I already knew how it was. And I tried saying it with my name, you know, as you're racing, like doing that third person thing. Yeah, nope, that felt weird. That felt really weird. But hey, you know what? I'm glad we're back together. Because guess what? We got 40 seconds, and we're about to see an amazing battle, an amazing fight on our hands here at Oulton Park. Because it is truly an honor to have all of you guys here as we get going. Let's take a look. We have an amazing display of performance here. You know, super tight in qualifying, super tight in everything else. Farmer's gonna have to hold off because, you know, these guys are only even though they're 3/10 off, anything can happen in the race with the pressure. Thank you for the viewers. We got 7 viewers here on Twitch as well as actually 2 on YouTube. So welcome to the YouTube family, coming in and joining us here as we get going. Oh, Farmer. Farmer's definitely warming up his tires for a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Farmer is definitely warming it up. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Farmer rolling us out. Looking strong and good as we work our way around the grid. Let's take a look here. Let's see any big movers now in the grid here that we're used to seeing. Now, Casey Bennett all the way back here in P12. He is a very quick driver. We can see him move up. He just needs to harness in and focus. I know he said he had a little bit of issues based on curb running with that Porsche, but he is a good, solid driver. He's got good pace, good performance, and I have a very strong feeling he's going to do wonderful here when he gets that pace going. I think he's going to do wonderful as well. Joseph Germain, Ryan Trent, 2 drivers. These guys battling it out with each other. They did it at Indy. Now they're doing it now. These guys are going to be moving up the grid. I feel like they're going to have very good pace to slot themselves up to work their magic. Oh, we got Brian Katz in the pits. Looks like Brian Katz will be starting in the pits. What a shame there. Ooh, Bruce Hopkins is out. Oh, poor Bruce. We're going to miss him. So we see Farmer's now warming up his tires. Look, there's a big gap between LaRock and Andrew Jaschke here with Laura Banana coming around the bend. How's the chat going? How are you guys doing? How's the chat? How's everybody today? You know, I hope you guys are doing wonderful. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are excited. You know, because it's definitely going to be a blast, not just for me, but also for you guys. I'm excited to see what happens here in this race. Let's take a look look as everybody's rolling through here. Farmer definitely trying to get the heat in those tires. Not used to seeing someone work so hard to get heat in those tires as we start to get everybody to double up here in this race. I didn't realize that actually had a max height of 11 feet on that billard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It is about to be race start as we watch. Oh, Farmer loses it. No, Farmer loses it at the start. Oh. Can he get going, or is he going to get a drive-through? Is he going to get up in time? That's going to be the big question. Oh, here he goes. Oh, how much damage does he have at the start of the race? Here we go, ladies. Green, green, green. Oh, Wilson Fernandez gets the jump because Farmer made a mistake. Alex Arduin and Matt Byrne on the outside. Oh, Farmer having to cover up the inside. Oh, here comes Alex Arduin down on the back end here as they work their way through. Ooh, Arduin loses the back end. Byrne loses it as well. Oh, but they recover there. Alex Arduin trying to hold off as much as they possibly can down into the left turn as they lose a little bit there. Ooh, that is not. That was a big crash there in the back half there as Byrne is trying to work their way through. They're trying to spin and keep going. Wow, what a interesting there. That one there. Very interesting. Here as we see James Parks working his way through and around the bend here. As the driver's still going through, we see Wilson Fernandez out in front. He's going to have Farmer, Louis Bonara, Ricky Scott all the way through the bends. As they go through up the hill, as they work their order. It was ugly. It was, but you know, like we tell everybody, Buckley, it's a 60-minute race. You have to take your time. I get it, Oulton Park is super hard to pass, but you have to take your time with people on the track. That is, it's a sad shame thing, but you have to work with people as we watch people work, as we watch the drivers get onto the back straight and work their way up the field here. So this is, you know, with the new pit window opening up within 10 minutes, that they can hold out, they can dive into the pits and hopefully, you know, hopefully push themselves into too longer distance here. As we see Casey Bennett working his way through. Wilson Fernandez now separating himself in that P1 spot to Farmer. Hasselbrock, and then let's take a look down the grid. Let's see how much damage we've got here. Artem doesn't have a whole lot of damage. Alex Arduin has what possibly could be a little bit. Let's see, Joshua Piask has a little bit of front end. Willie Owens looks like he got through most of it. He's going to have Matt Byrne right, but Alan Zhu overshooting that hairpin there. Matt Byrne trying to work his way past Willie Owens. As he comes up to the chicane, he does. As we see Andrew Jaschke, and then Liam McNeil having a lot of front end damage as he goes through. Joseph Germain is in the pits trying to serve that as well. James Park still racing. So everything is possible as we switch back over to the front. Farmer sends it deep. Completely missing his braking point. Wilson Fernandez is just going to be like, all right, hey. As they go through. Oh, Farmer definitely overcooking the brakes into that. Definitely looking super racy as well. As we see Wilson Fernandez and Farmer trying to hold off. Well, Buckley, a lot of that, you know, they could cover the brakes, but once you hit the grass, you slide. You know, anything is possible. You know what I mean? We'll just definitely have to wait to see the stewards and see how everything plays out there. As we watch Wilson and Fernandez holding off as they fly around that left-hander into the hairpin. Farmer trying to do everything he can to hold off to get past the Brazilian driver. As we take a look, Ricky Scott, the two Lamborghinis between Ricky Scott and Pfeiffer down into the first chicane. Ricky Scott looking nice and tight, but catches a little bit of the curbing. That's going to allow B5 to chase him down and catch up to him as they work their way through The leaders are still chasing each other down as they come around. We have 5 minutes before the pit window rotation opens up for these guys. See Shuffler up to P6 with Louis Benara in tow. Ooh, Pfeiffer goes super wide, catches a little bit of the dirt, a little bit of a rumble, but he's managed to get back into it. And as we slide back up here, Wilson Fernandez now 5/10 up on Farmer. Aiden Hasselbrock sets the fastest lap. Farmer resets it back, but Aiden Hasselbrock is on tow with them to keep up with them. Louis Benara in tow with Shuffler, trying to chase them down, but LaRock is in the background in that Mercedes, in chasing them. Stefan Buckley says, such a beautiful track. It is a beautiful track. It's a track that I love and endure so much. Casey Bennett working his way on the downhill left-hander. He's going to have Ryan Trent trying to chase him down as well with El Taco Man. Carter Bennett and Alex Arduin chasing those guys down as well as they work their way through. Andrew Jaschke on tow with Sean Newton. Takes it on the inside, manages to make it squeeze. Definitely works his magic there through. Sean New must have a lot of issues with his damage as well here in this race. Take a look here as we see Sean New still trying to chase down Jaschke. Jaschke trying everything he possibly can do to recover and make it stick here. As we go through, let's take a look here. We got Matt Artem. He sees Alex Arduin inside. Arduin now on the back end of Carter Bennett. Carter Bennett having to try to hold off the Ferrari. The Porsche driver as they work their way up the hill here. Looks like Carter Bennett has a lot of damage on the back end of the car. Here he comes through the fast right-hander. Is Alex going to set him up with the Porsche? Ooh, super wide they go. Carter Bennett. He did have a birthday, so I want to, like you guys to all wish Carter Bennett in the chat a happy birthday to him. I believe yesterday was his 14th birthday. So huge shout out and happy birthday to Carter Bennett as he crosses the line with Alex Arduin in tow. This is the birthday present he didn't want. The fight between Alex Arduin, our championship leader right now in Season 7. He's taking a look on the inside. Carter's going to allow him through. All right, there goes Carter. Carter's going to let him through, allow Alex Arduin to take that fight to El Taco Man as we now see them work their way through the track here. Coming down into the fast left-hander. Ryan Trent goes super wide into the, smacks into the wall, ladies and gentlemen. WWE style, crashing out his car right there. Definitely not something you want to see as they come through. Alex Arduin now working his way around El Taco Man here. Down in the hairpin, Carter Bennett going to try to make it stick. Super on the throttle. The Porsche gets a beautiful line exit. Now El Taco Man's going to try the inside coming up to the chicane. Is Taco Man going to cover over? Arduin's going to try to go side by side. He is. Taco Man's going to go super wide, catch a little bit of the dirt. Arduin's going to squeeze him down. Oh, here comes Carter Bennett. Carter Bennett now on El Taco Man. Oh, here they work their way up to the fast right. Foxton the Demon says happy birthday to Carter as they come through on the fast right-hander flyer. Carter Bennett in that Ferrari now taking it to El Taco Man in this top 10. Oh, super wide. Now here comes Matt Artem in this battle here of the 4 place spots as they work their way through. Ryan Trent dives into the pits to service the damage that he has to in the car as they work their way through up the hill they go. Carter Bennett doing everything he can to keep up with El Taco Man with Matt Artem in tow. And around into turn 1 they go. Little bit of wiggle out of both of those drivers here as they come through and they start to get close to the fast left-hander. Nice and tight. Carter gets there for the 14-year-old. Artem looking super racy right behind him, trying to set him up to put himself in a good position. Heavily on the brakes. The Ferrari sticks it. And around the bend he goes, trying to avoid getting to that grass. He saw what happened to Ryan Trent catching it. Ooh, El Taco Man taking the wider approach around there as we also see Farmer with that fast lap still trying to chase down Wilson Fernandez. Wilson Fernandez trying everything he can do to separate as much as he possibly can. As we watch them work their way through, down the hill they go. Ooh, he is super late on the brakes. Artem goes, trying everything he can. You see him in that rear view mirror there. Hey, there we go. As he sees them in that rear view mirror as they work their way through. Is Artem going to make a move here? Heavy on the brakes. He sets himself up a little bit to take a look. Artem takes a look on the inside. See what he can do. He sends it deep on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He is going to make it stick, but is Carter going to try something on the back half where he comes through up to turn 1 here as he chases him down? Ferrari, Audi. Let's see what they can do. They're going to have Matt Byrne right behind them. Matt Byrne trying to recovery drive right now. In about 2 seconds, pit window will open up. And pit window is open, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 40-minute pit window. Let's see how long it takes them before we're going to start to see a lot of people start shuffling in on their pit rotations to help kind of separate themselves. As we see, that Artem cutting it super tight. Carter Bennett super late on the brakes. Here comes Byrne. Byrne looking super racy. This three-way battle here between 12, 13, and 14 as they work their way through up to the first chicane. Here they go, heavy on the brakes. Matt Artem looking nice and tight with Carter Bennett on the backside with Byrne trying to chase him down. Here they go. What can they do? Coming up to the second chicane, heavily on the brakes. Nice line by Artem. Carter going super defensive. Byrne behind him, trying to take that motion on Carter as they go through. They work their way up the hill. Here Byrne goes. He's going to try to take a look on the outside. Inside switchback. Carter puts the car in the middle. Byrne losing time. He knows, but he's got to set the plan up as he comes through. We still have 48 minutes left to go. Carter now covers. Carter switchback covers. Down into the braking. Byrne looking to make a move here. He's looking very restless. What's Byrne going to do? He gets a beautiful run on the front straight. He's going to have to set himself up down into turn 1. Super late on the braking. Covers off. Carter's going to have to check the